Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 10th episode of the Seattle Baseline Podcast. My name is Julian Smith. I'm with Isaac Bruce. Everybody, thank you so much for supporting us all the way up to our double-digit episode. We can't thank you enough, and we'll keep on growing this channel. We'll keep on giving you the good content, so stay tuned. Look at the sunshine out here. This is like usually you're outside and I'm inside, but today I
Yep.
decided I come outside. You decided you stay inside,
Yep.
and I'm just staring at these trees right here. See that? That's like this is awesome.
Gotta love it. Seattle weather, finally coming around for us. Little bit of sunshine. Kind of get the golf season rolling. Um, yeah, no, I'm excited, pleased about the weather, and even more pleased though. One about episode number 10. Yay, we made it. It's been fun. Number two, I might actually be more excited about number two. I'm not gonna lie. George Kirby is back in a Mariners uniform on the hill. What were your thoughts about his start yesterday, Julian?
And it's not just the sunshine in the park, but sunshine for the Mariners too.
Mm-hmm.
It's nice. It's nice to see the Kirby jersey on the mound. Just like
Mm-hmm.
you're looking from your Root Sports screen, you're watching and you see the guy that you trust so much.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously the start wasn't as good as we had hoped for it to be, but I mean,
Mm-hmm.
it's his first start.
Yep.
Um, yeah, I was really impressed with his fastball accuracy. I liked the way he was putting it in the zone. I liked the
Mm-hmm.
way he was. I think he pitched 199, and it was
Mm-hmm.
just a nice fastball. Good movement on it. I think though the fastball was the only thing that was working for him during the start. His secondary pitches just couldn't get the swing and miss that he wanted. He
Mm-hmm.
was getting to two strike counts, which changes the at bat a lot. You're getting players to swing more at it because they need to foul it off, protect the zone. If he could put it a little bit outside of the zone, like a slider or a splitter, that would have been great. But yeah, I like the way he was putting it into two strike counts. I like the way his fastballs were moving. I just think he needs to tone in on where he places his secondary pitches, and all of a sudden, we've got prime George Kirby back on the mound.
George Kirby, his entire career, his MO has been to dominate the zone early in the count. We saw that yesterday. Domination early in the count, fastball in the zone, come hit it, 97 at the top rail. That's what we love to see. It's great to see him get ahead in the count. The issues, as you mentioned, Julian, arose in those two strike counts when he was either not locating those secondary pitches very well, or he just they weren't deceptive, right? Like he did throw some sliders outside the zone, but they weren't really fooling anybody. So when that happens, you have to go back to the fastball. And you could see in the third and the fourth inning, they just were like, I'm waiting for the fastball. And once I get the fastball, I'm gonna drive it. They just they had a good approach. They made an adjustment. Credit to the Astros. It felt like they knew what pitch it was coming. And we've seen in the past they've succeeded when they know what pitch is coming. So, you know, um, Kirby looking strong, promising, just needs to locate the secondary pitchers a little bit better, have him be a little bit more deceptive. But
Yeah,
just happy to see Kirby out on the mound.
yeah, and we need to realize this is just his first start on the mound.
Of course.
He like he's walked a few guys in Tacoma. I don't care. As long as he's back, he's throwing the fastball 99, which means his arm is probably pretty healthy. The
Mm-hmm.
command will come. He's just
Yep.
that type of pitcher. Like Brian Wu came back last season. He was in his first few starts wasn't looking as strong as he could have. But
Correct.
look at him right now. He's one of the most dominant pitchers in the MLB
Mm-hmm.
because of his fastball. And I think that's where George Kirby if he can start to locate where he wants to locate on his secondary pitches, one of the best pitchers on the mound already.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Um, Chicago series 2-3. Take 2 out of 3. Words are hard sometimes. We take 2 out of 3 in Chicago. Would have loved to get a sweep there against a not good Chicago White Sox team. But credit to their pitching staff in game 2. They absolutely shut down the Mariners offense. So, a little bit of a frustrating game to watch when you lose 1-0 to a team that you feel like you should beat. But great end of the series against the Padres. Could not be happier about that series. And then, just coming into this week, it's been a little bit more shaky offensively, but doing just enough. The Mariners kind of MO the last couple of seasons has been do just enough, and that we have to start this season. Julian, we're a third of the way through the season. We're starting to kind of see the narratives for teams start to kind of like be defined, right? What is the team going to be going into July, going into August? That's starting to define itself. The A's have now lost 10 straight. They have taken themselves from in the conversation of being a playoff team to regular A's baseball. So, again, the Twins, red hot Twins team, comfortably have an AL wildcard spot at this point. We're starting to see those kind of lines start to develop. Where do you think the Mariners are going to be in July or August?
Yeah. It Let me ask you this first. Are you talking in terms of like what this team's going to look like, or like where this team's going to be standing in July and August?
Where this team's going to be standing?
Okay. Yeah. I think the team will be standing in first place.
Okay.
Whether we'll be 10 games ahead or 1 game ahead, I don't know. But I think we will either be in the top or 1 game behind the top. I
Okay.
think the Angels of Anaheim, they're starting to get pretty hot right now. I think they've won like 8 in a row, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how Disneyland does it. I don't think that team's that good, but they've done it. The Mariners, though, the big thing for the Mariners right now is that they are overperforming in one department and they're underperforming in the other. The pitching staff has significantly underperformed from the expectation that we had, and the offense has significantly overperformed. At some
Absolutely.
point, I think that because the offense has carried us so far, the offense is going to kind of go down. Like, offense is here, pitching's here, offense comes down, pitching meets it, and then it balances out. I think that's kind of what we're seeing. Maybe even the pitching staff goes up once Bryce Miller and Logan Gilbert come back. But
Mm-hmm.
I think that right now we are like, we aren't doing average in any department. And so those two averages are going to kind of balance out to create what's more of a uh, complete Mariners team is
Mm-hmm.
what I'm thinking. And so that's
Yeah.
that's where, just because the offense is so good doesn't mean that the offense is just going to go all the way down here and the pitching staff's going to stay here. I think it's going to be right here, right in the middle. That's
Okay.
what I think we're looking at. And yeah, I have a lot of confidence for the Seattle Mariners.
Okay. I agree that I think it is reasonable to assume that the hitting is going to come back down more to what we expected. We've started to see that, right? Early in the season, early May, late April, the Mariners were a top offense in the nation. Obviously, we knew that that was not going to continue. Um, but the pitching has underperformed severely. Um, and I think that you're correct. We're going to see that come to more of a balance. Now, whether that's going to be a good balance or a not good balance, right? Like, is that going to be we're going to have a 600 winning percentage in the rest of our games, or is that going to be we're going to have a 350 winning percentage because we can't get any runs? That remains to be seen. I agree. I think the Mariners will be in playoff position come July or August, whether that is a wild card spot or the division lead. Um, At this point, we're pretty streaky, so it's kind of difficult to say. I could see us dropping 12 straight. I could also see us winning 12 straight. So, kind of a streaky team. Hoping that the Mariners can stay hot, the offense can keep producing, and that we can do, again, as we said, just enough. I wanted to touch on one pitcher in particular, though. Haven't really talked about him much yet. And I think that he needs to be in the Cy Young conversation. And he's not, from what I've seen. And that's Andres Munoz. 22 and 2/3, no earned runs, 100, a 108 batting average against, and a 313 OPS against. For perspective, Donovan Solano has a better OPS than Andres Munoz than hitters have averaged against Andres Munoz. I think Andres Munoz is a top 3 pitcher in the American League at this point. And from what I've seen, that does not seem to be a consensus opinion. Julian, what are your thoughts on Andres Munoz and his season so far?
It's interesting because I was scrolling on Instagram earlier and I just saw a post that puts Andres Munoz in the top 2 for Cy Young. But
there you go.
There you go. But yeah, I think Andres Munoz, has he debuted the kick change in the major leagues? I don't think he has. Has he?
I'm pretty certain we've seen it quite a few times.
Because I remember the fastball. I see the fastball all the time. I see the slider. I don't know if he uses the kick change, but that changeup is very good.
Yep, it is.
All the stuff that he throws is really good. And I think we had one almost bad outing from Munoz. He had the bases loaded with no outs, I think.
Mm-hmm.
He got out of it. Even when his stuff isn't there, Munoz can get out.
Absolutely.
It's something where I see someone come out of the bullpen and I don't feel like anybody's going to hit against him. I think though maybe his stamina, that might be the part that gets Munoz a little bit, because as we all know, the bullpen isn't too great. You get past Andres Munoz, Matt Brash, and not Colin Snyder, Gabe Spire, and you've essentially got these like on or off guys, whether it's Edward Bazardo, Colin Snyder, like these guys can have great innings or bad innings. And Andres Munoz, by default, I think is going to be used a lot more than he should. That's the one concern that I have with Andres Munoz, is that he might be overused and therefore a little bit tired in one of his outings. And then stuff like what happened against the Dodgers is going to happen again. That's the concern. But so far, from all the stuff that we've seen, he is literally the best pitcher in all of baseball right now. He's come out and made like 15, 16 saves already.
I believe he has 17 saves now. Yes.
17? Holy cow. He's dominating. Nobody stands a chance against him.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, the only chance any team has had against Andres Munoz is if we make an error on the infield.
Yeah.
Or they start the inning with a runner on second. That's the only way you can score against Andres Munoz right now. If he comes out of the bullpen with a lead in the 9th inning, you've lost. You lose.
Yeah.
It's pretty simple right now, and to have that is incredible. And credit to the bullpen as a whole. We have mentioned the bullpen's kind of shaky. It's been shaky. It's been looking better in this Houston series. Obviously, we asked a lot out of the bullpen following Kirby's first couple innings. So, that day wasn't great. But for the most part, they've been able to hold it down, and we've been able to take leads into the 7th and 8th inning and keep them. So that's been huge for the Seattle Mariners. And, Andres Munoz has been absolutely sensational. Do you have any closing thoughts, Julian, on the Mariners, on Munoz, on whatever it may be?
Yeah, I think for the Mariners to keep on succeeding with what they're doing right now, The offense needs to keep on taking the pitches that they're taking, and just knock that pitcher out one at a time, one pitch at a time. Take your walks, hit your home runs. Um, Here's one interesting stat that I found is that we have the best away splits out of all teams, which
Hmm.
means that T-Mobile Park is tough for us because the offense hasn't been like the offense hasn't been as bad and the pitching hasn't been as good. That's how T-Mobile
Mm-hmm.
Park comes into its full effect. That means that as the sun comes out and it gets warmer, more golf ball or not golf balls. What am I saying? More baseballs are flying outside of the ballpark for home runs. It's gonna get better. So
Yeah.
instead of I think last year a little bit of what happened was the pitchers needed to adjust for the sun coming out and then other teams hitting more home runs against us
Yeah.
versus this year we're hitting those home runs. Cal Raleigh's the home run leader right now.
Mm-hmm.
And as the sun comes out even more, T-Mobile Park is going to look more like an away game, not in terms of like fan bases, but like in terms of the ballpark itself. So I
Yes.
think the Mariners are going to greatly benefit from the sun coming out in June and July, August. We're looking really good right now. That's my like closing thought right there.
Couldn't agree more. See ball, hit ball hard, throw strikes. Mariners are going to do well. Pretty simple stuff. That's all I got for us. Thank you for listening to the 10th episode of the Seattle Baseline Podcast. We hope to see you next week, and go Mariners.
Go Mariners.